Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Celtic Warband here, and today I am bringing you a 1v1 encampment assault in 1212 AD. You can see that the defenders are moving to their respective locations. We're going to take a look at the army compositions very quickly, and then we'll get the battle started. Now, it's not a very long battle. Looking at the Teutonic Order here, they've got, more of the quantity versus quality type thing. If we look at the balance of power, I have 2,500 men, and the Teutonic Order has 3,200. So they definitely went with a lot of more tier 1 units. But the Teutonic Order is pretty much tier 1 and tier 2 based. But we can go ahead and put this on play for now and take a look at the army compositions. So he has 5 units of these spear sergeants here, which are going to be really good at holding the line. And then in behind, he's got 10 units of these Schwarzbrüder. Now, this is the lowest tier infantry that the Teutonic Order can bring, but their next choice of infantry, which is the tier 2... Ooh, big hits there coming in. Their tier 2 infantry has absolutely no missile block chance whatsoever, so it's a safer bet to go with the tier 1 infantry. So that's pretty much his main force, and then he has about 4 units of these men-at-arms. Now, these are tier 3, so they're going to perform pretty well in battle. And if you can see over there moving behind, he's got 2 units of pikemen as well. They are also tier 3. And then we've got some Prussian archers, 4 units of them. Then he has 2 units of heavy crossbowmen. And he has 2 units of catapult. And then the last of his force, way out over here, he's got 1 unit of halberdier. And then he has the Grandmaster's guard hiding in the trees. He's actually not even inside the encampment. But yeah, you can see that the walls are already starting to burn, and the King of Castile, El Rey de Castile, has ordered that this encampment be wiped off the face of the earth, and the Castilian army is going to oblige. Taking a look at my forces over here, I've got 3 units of these cavalleros. They're a high period tier 2 unit cavalry, so they look pretty good. I've got 2 on this side and then 1 on the other side with my general. And then I've kind of got a tiered assault here. So I've got 2 units of meat shield in the front, dismounted caballeros. They're basically just throwaway units. And then I have 5 units of ballesteros, tier 1 crossbow. And then I have 4 units of piqueros, tier 3 pikes. They're very, very elite. And then way over on the flanks, I've got 4 units total, 2 on each flank of the dismounted caballeros of the high period. And these guys look pretty sweet all around. You can see the massive, like, spears almost that they carry. And then the last of my infantry, I've got, I believe, 6 or 8 of these almogueros, which are really, really nice. They've got some good stats you can see here. And they've also got a pila, I think, that they can throw as well. And then a catapult. So that's pretty much all I have. You can see that the enemy catapult is firing back, but he's firing back at my trash units that I don't really care much about, so that's fine with me. But I just want to kind of try to soften up the enemy first. And I'm going to move forwards my crossbows to get into range as well. I really want this tower to burn down, though. It is getting some fire damage from being nearby that wall that's burning down. But you can see that the Teutonic Order already has some issues because now he's going to have to spread out his spears even farther to cover up the choke points that are opening up. But yeah, you can see that the fire damage on this tower is growing steadily, which is excellent for me. That means I can kind of save some ammunition in that respect. We got the halberdier moving forwards over here. Let's go ahead and jump into their point of view. Oh, that looks epic. I love the Teutonic Order and their units. So nice. Just riding past the encampment there. And there goes the tower. It was burned down. You can see my caballeros. I'm not even interested in taking on the Teutonic Order as far as cav right now. I'm just really trying to stay out of range of these towers. Here comes a few more shots with the artillery, getting some good direct hits. This one's gonna be shy. Yep. But I love these encampment assaults. It really makes you think tactically about what you have to do as the defender, because this in itself isn't really, much. As soon as these walls get burned down, it could just be a pitch battle. Like, the towers are going to help you to a certain extent, but not too much. Comes some more focus fire down on this tower here. Getting some nice hits on it, 85%. I'm really focusing on the wall now because I want to just burn the wall down. That one completely missed. And that one did as well. But you can see that the tower is already smoking. Sounds like we got some archer fire going on, though. I think they're focusing my cheap throwaway units, though, so that's fine with me. If we turn off the HUD and kind of zoom in. Oh, it looks like my pikemen are moving forwards now. Just going to try to get into melee as quickly as possible. So even though the balance of power is against me, I still have the upper hand, I believe, just because my troops are of a higher tier. But hopefully these Teutonic Order soldiers can hold against my piqueros, but it's going to be tough. Definitely going to be tough. Got some explosive rounds coming in, though. You can see I'm just working to encircle the enemy. Yeah, there goes their tower, and another section of the wall is being destroyed. Got some more explosive rounds coming down, but they miss. I've got my pikes moving in against these spears. The spears are forming shield wall. And there we go. Just look at this beautiful scenery. We've got the fire in the background. We got the Teutonic spears holding against my men. Got the nice auburn light of the fading sun. Just looks amazing. But those two catapults are going to be a nuisance if we're not careful. You can see I've got my soldiers swinging far onto the flanks as well, because I don't want to just focus on this one side. I want to really put pressure, you know, on the entire front. But look at that, I've already broken his spears and I'm charging right into these crossbows and haven't even used any of their ammo yet. He is pushing forwards his pikes, though, which is a good call to take out my halberds, but unfortunately he ran them into melee, so I was able to get a couple of kills. And if you can see where the pikes set up, they didn't really get a good setup because he ran them into my heavy halberds. And I've got another unit of pikes over here as well. You can see we've got some fighting outside the battle as well. I did notice that his general was there, but gentleman's code, I'm not just going to go with all of my cav and kill his general. The reason being because I knew that he didn't have very much cav in the way to defend against me, so I decided to leave that till later. You can see that the halberder, though, getting a nice charge on my infantry over on this flank. I believe he actually does break one or two units of it, so that was a little bit concerning. But I've got my cav over there just looking for, you know, an opening to go through and into the encampment to really cause some trouble. I see that there's these Schwabruder here instead of the spears, and I know that Schwabruder are pretty garbage. So even though they are in shield wall, I'm going to try to get a decent charge off with my shock cav. So here they come in. Oh, terrible charge. Oh my, there, well, now they go into the charge, okay. That's a pretty decent charge there. So just really trying to break through this Schwabruder. You can see that their morale is quickly dropping. Let's turn this back to play. So over here, he's not doing too bad. He's got his pikemen over on this flank, and they're holding back one of my pike units and my dismounted caballero. So he's got kind of this little, I don't know, U formation here. And it's really being pretty effective as far as holding me from moving into this gap. And then he's got some of the archers in behind that it looks like they're going to be firing into my flank. We've got another unit of Teutonic sergeants pushing forwards here. But I'm going to catch them unawares by one of my Almograviers. You can see the archers retreating, more of the Schwabruder being pushed into the mix. And I believe this is the other unit that I was talking about. These are the guys that have no missile block chance, or missile chance blocks, sorry. So you have to be really careful with them around archery fire. But yeah, he got a nice charge into my crossbows, but now I'm going to lock him in with my general. Over here, I did manage to break the Schwadbruder, but you can see that my cavalry is pretty depleted because he pushed up a unit of men-at-arms that just destroyed them. I don't even know why I'm charging into this unit here. It is a tier 3 unit, so that's kind of a throwaway of my cav. But over here, I sneak one of my units in, which is excellent. Gonna go ahead and put this on slow motion so we can kind of enjoy more of the cinematics. But I've got this cavalry in, and I'm gonna go right for these Prussian archers here. Can watch this charge here. This looks like it's going to be a decent charge. Yeah, right through these archers. Couple of the bodies flying like 20, 30 feet back. And we've even got more of the cavalry coming in. Oh, this guy's getting destroyed. Oh, so that is excellent there. We've got some men-at-arms over here, though, that are causing a bit of trouble for my Almogavirs. And if I'm not pronouncing that right, I do apologize. I've struggled with that name ever since Medieval 2, because there are Almogavirs in Medieval 2, and they're kind of like a javelin unit, but I could never pronounce it correctly. Yeah, but these men-at-arms are holding out quite well. But it doesn't look like in other areas of the encampment. You can see we've really pushed in quite easily on these front flanks here. A lot of their troops are breaking, and their archers are breaking as well. But again, over on this side, these pikes are holding off our forces pretty well. They've got almost 150 kills already. Let's go ahead and enjoy some of the cinematics of the battle here. It's quite easy to tell who is who. My Castilians are quite colorful, and the Teutonics are just gray and white. Oh, looks like we got some of the Teutonic Order troops pulling back. How are they doing over on this flank? Have we broken their pikes yet? I did reposition my pikemen, so now we're starting to get somewhere over here. And I've got my halberdiers kind of pushing on the flank. You can see that their pike formation is just in disarray. We've got more of the walls being burned down. And there they go. They have broken. So yeah, starting to become a complete rout over here. Some of his troops have come back outside the walls, but I've just brought up my crossbows to deal with them. You can hear them firing already. Yeah, I don't think that he notices that they have come back. Yeah, I'm just getting some nice flanking fire on these units here until they break completely. And where is his general? Yeah, his general actually came in here and did some work. He was breaking all my halberdiers and my Almogavirs of the high period over here. Very epic to see the Teutonic Order in battle. I think that this is the Grandmaster Guard as well, right here. Charging in some more of my halberdiers. Or my dismounted caballeros. He is a tier 1 general, so he's going to have a hard time fighting against these very elite troops. And you can see that I'm pushing forwards my pikes as well, so he's basically got no chance now. Got my cavalry moving forwards, just kind of forcing all of the men outside of the encampment. So you can see that most of my men are inside now, and his have been forced outside where they're going to return from routing. But the balance of power is not looking good now. I've got 1,200 men. He has about 5. And I've just got these crossbows, which are being so useful in just wrecking these troops that come back from routing. Just getting some good flanking fire there. We got these units. As soon as you render it too far out of the way, then they kind of just looked like little blobs. But just look at the carnage. I love encampment battles. If any of you guys are interested in doing an encampment battle, just let me know. But it's so much more tactical than in a city for the defenders. So I don't fault my my opponent in any way. Encampments are extremely hard to defend. Rome 2 was a little bit easier, but I find in Attila they've really made it more difficult for the defender. But you can see that my general here, Rey of Castile, there he is in the golden helmet right there. He's just cutting down the retreating forces and the retreating general. Now, the Holy Roman General, he does have many more men than I do, but here comes my halberdiers to support. And plus, my general is a Tier 3 general, so he's going to do quite well against the Tier 1 general. Yeah, there they go. Looks like they're going to retreat again. I think he does return from breaking again, but my halberdiers end up catching him and make him rout for good. But yeah, it looks like that's about it. We've got some archers over here that need to be taken care of. I think that's what the last 44 seconds is. Yeah, there's the general. He came back from routing. So I'm just going to chase him down with my halberdiers here. You can see them running towards the Holy Roman Empire cav. If I was the general, I would just charge. But I think their morale is just so low that they end up breaking. Yeah, they broken for good. And then I didn't want to cut out the last little bit of the battle for you guys because I wanted to show you my catapult crew actually making these spears break. There we go. So funny. Let's end the replay and take a look at the results here. So yeah, I did deploy quite a bit less men than my counterpart did, but it was just because I had higher tiered soldiers. You can see my halberds getting a decent amount of kills, my pikes doing well. Even my 2 throwaway units didn't do too bad. Crossbows didn't get too many kills, but my cav and arty in general did decent. Thanks very much for 20 Hyper Cannabis for playing. I really, really appreciate it. It was a very fun battle. He did pretty good with his cav, 136 by that Tier 1 halberder. That's not bad at all. And his 2 pike units did well. His men-at-arms could have done a little bit better. But yeah, this poor Schwabrüder just got destroyed. 23, 24, 28, 31 kills by all of these units total. And then there's the Teutonic Sergeants, but their missile block chances, like I said, next to nothing. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more content in the future, and I will see you in the next one.